Today on a commonly good MTG, we're playing a deck called Hastings, which is a Boros deck. And despite it being called Hastings, there's not a lot of hasty guys. If that sounds weird and or interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, last scion of the clan McSuckit, Dr. Yukon Suckit. Yes, thank you. My people dropped the Mick part from our names when we moved to America. Thank you so much, Yukon Suckit. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by Caddy Wumpus, called Hastings. Now that really got me. The deal was that I'm looking around for things to play. I decided to put in my favorite card, which is Urabrask's Forge, and which is weird because there's lots of great cards out there, but yet when I go to find something I want to play, Urabrask's Forge always top of my list. And I found a good deck that looked like it had some interesting things to do that was related to Urabrask Forge. What is it? Well, it's a Warleader's Call deck, and therefore the things that happen with Warleader's Call. And it's got like heroic reinforcements in it and Arabella, so it's an improvement on the current Warleader's Call, Arabella kind of deck that's out there right now. Now the weird part is called Hastings, and the thing is though, how many cards actually have haste? No. Yeah, finally, at 3 mana, we get to haste. Haste, not haste. Except for if it pumps out babies, potentially, that might potentially have haste. Not haste. Haste, but not for itself, but for other things. And haste. So, it's only at the top end of the list here, which is 3s and 4s. That's not that expensive. But then you start seeing the haste happening. The rest of this stuff is just early game awesomeness that doesn't have haste. So it's not a real haste deck. There's a lot of good things you could do for haste, but I think this one's going for more utility than anything else. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how it should work, and then we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got today? When it comes into play, it puts out a clue, and then with Gleeful Demolition, you could blow up a artifact you have, such as a clue, to get 3 1/1 creatures, which means if you have Warleader's Call out by that time, you'll be doing 3 points of damage when it comes in, and you'll have 3, whatever it is, 2/2 creatures. So, yeah, that's a good combo right there. Novice Inspector, Gleeful Demolition, and Warleader's Call. This guy pumps himself if you can tap 3 untapped artifacts or creatures you control. A lot of times you have him out, maybe you get out Gleeful Demolition, and then as soon as they're out, you just tap all 3 of them to pump this guy up by +1. Once he gets a certain amount, 3 or more, he's got Flying and Vigilance. She does. The Bat Rider's there. All right, super cool. Sheltered by Ghosts grabs kidnap stuff. That's how I can say it. Also gives your guy +1/+0, lifelink, and ward 2. Skrelv Hive puts out a Forgeling token. Those are artifacts, which means you can sacrifice them to the Gleeful Demolition to turn a 1/1 into 3 1/1s. This guy puts out a Goblin Bebe as long as you attack in a turn. Arabella will do damage equal to the number of creatures you control, 2 or less, when it attacks, and you gain that much life, and then it's a 1/3 after that. So the thing is you have the potential to get you guys kind of pumped, a little bit too pumped, but while you can keep them low, Arabella will make good use of them. Squee is a 2/2, and every time that it attacks, it puts out a 1/1 Bebe who's tapped and attacking. You can bring Squee back from the graveyard, provided that you can exile 4 other cards. Urabrask Forge puts out a Bebe that gets bigger every turn. It has Trample and Haste. And then Pakal, whenever you attack, she doesn't even have to attack, but you put a Popo counter on her, at which point you create 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creatures that are tapped and attacking, which is equal to the number of Popo counters on her. Warleader's Call gives all your stuff +1/+1, and then whenever a creature enters the battlefield of your own, it does 1 point of damage to each opponent. This guy gives all your creatures +2 and haste on the turn it comes into play, which is the only turn you need to have haste. When it dies, it just becomes an enchantment and continues to pass out its abilities to everyone already. This guy gives everybody on the haste and +1/+1 and puts out 2/1/1 white soldier tokens. So they'll be 2/2 and haste and everything else stays. So these guys are bombs, meaning that you can play that. A lot of times that will finish the game. All right, so that's it. It's a bunch of low-end guys. You got some pumps, and you got the ability to gain a few life out of the deal, which usually, if you're going against aggro, is enough to win the game. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Dear Black Queen Sholdred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, up and against, I like the color of your red shorts. I wonder if they'll let us play this. Let's see. White number 1. Then we get Gleeful Demolition out next turn. That'll be cool. We can wait on that. Just go for Searslicer. That's probably a better idea. Baby! Everything's great. We got to get Warleader's call out the next turn. And in we go. Oh, he's going to pop that. That's too bad. He doesn't like the baby maker. All right, number 4. Let's get out Arabella and another baby maker. He's playing way too much control at the moment. Is that all you got? Is control? I'm surprised out of a Boros deck. Well, in that case, I'm going for heroic reinforcements on this next turn. That's all there is to it. And we win. Victory! Level up. All right, we're playing against Mugen. Lay down. There you go. All right, got a baby maker out. Think he'll just kill it. Chances are high. All right, we got 3 mana. We can do a lot with 3. And 2. 1, 2, and 3. Why not? All right, cool. If I get that out, I can put out 2 Searslicers on the next turn. What are you doing? I don't like the way all my guys are blowing smoke rings at the moment. It's supposed to be a hasty deck, and they're not hasting it up at all. Whatever you want, Jerkosaurus Rex. Jeez, people. This should help Arabella do some stuff. Oh, they're too big because of Warleader's call. And another. I'd like it if your babies came out looking like that. What the heck kind of skeleton is that? And we win! Suck it, sucker fish! Suck it! Alright, we're playing again. Stayfrosty, yo. Let's see. Not bad. Keep. Alright, Orzhov probably going to get his life gain. I don't know if we can fast enough to be able to beat that thing down. You can be playing that version of it. We're just going to be killing all my creatures, and we'll see. Maybe we could be faster than he can kill them. Alright, so Unstoppable Slasher with that Death Touch is more than we can handle at the moment. What are you going to steal? The Arabella? I don't think we can make it out of here. That half-life thing, I mean, I have to have something to kill, and we have nothing for that. I tell you, we're going to butt out Anim Pakal, but she is not hasty. It is a nice shot to the face, though. If we have our own Shelter by Ghost, yeah, pick one of those up, that'd be cool. Really, we just got to keep one guy back. Give him a little haste. Is that enough to kill everybody? Doubt it. Oh, whatever. No math! Alright, let's do 21 points of damage, yo! Oh, we won! I can't believe it! I can't believe it! We did 21 points in one turn! Victory! Alright, playing against karatecult. Don't get the butterfly. Just leave it alone. I will try Arabella. Shelter by Ghost is cool. What's he going to put out, though? Is he going to go after my guys, or is he just going to go keep pounding his own out? That's the question. Got a single red mana. Ooh, he's got two now. He's going to try to kill him. He's going to waste 2 cards to get rid of her. Well, good for us. Alright, we can steal things the hard way, which is probably what we need to do. Stole! I don't believe you have the mana that it takes to take out the Warden of the Inner Sky. All right, I got a life gain, baby. You're not going to like it too much. All right, let's go to Crazy Town. 1, 2. Everybody's got haste. All right, it's 4 life for me. I'm back up to 17. Life gain is the complete mortal enemy of mono red aggro. And we win! Victory! Our playing against Rays 0623. Hello there. I believe you're ultraviolet fish. There you go, Cubert. He's playing black, which means Arabella will be dead here in a second. I can throw out the Warleader's Call. Yep, there you go. And then after that, at least I'll be doing damage by throwing out creatures, even if they get killed immediately. I'll try to bait him a little bit to get rid of his creature kills with the Searslicer Goblin and the Novice Inspector, because Squee is going to be incredible if we can keep Squee in play. Pound. All right, now what are you going to do, man? I mean, Flesh Gorger is horrible for us. That is a horrible situation. I'm thinking I have to give up all my dudes just to kill it off. Now I don't even have that option. There's no blocking. All right, so does he have creature kill? And there's a lot of good guys out that he's going to hate at the moment. And we're doing good with the whole pump. We're getting way over what he can gain in a turn. Another baby. All right, cool. We are loaded. If he wipes the board right now, that would be bad. Oh, that is horrible. I mean, I just got to hope that, whatever, there we go. Is that enough to win it? Let's just see. If he blocks 4, we're going to get 3, 6, 9. Not enough. Oh, it is enough, because I got baby there. There we go. We got plenty now. The Obliterator doesn't matter when you're dead. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Branch. Because that's apparently a name now. Stay away from the butterfly. You're going to go for Skrelv. Do Skrelv's Hive first. Ah, no, Arabella's fine. That allows me to actually attack on the next turn. All right, so you're playing blue black Dimir, which means you're playing with bounce. Oh, I can't believe, like, what are you doing, man? Just go. Look, it's a clue. If you're making me search the environment for things to do, then obviously you are not a good player. Now you can go ahead and kill Arabella. Is that your bag, baby? All right, Branch, I don't know what your mama's telling you, but she should be telling you how to play faster. There we go. Punched. Going for creatures before war leaders. Because all my guys are putting out babies, so I just figured I could get them out a little early. It's no big deal. You want to counter? Is that it? Nope, you just don't like our poor Squee to live. We got nothing in the graveyard. All right, Arabella is the one that's slipping me the life every turn. All right, so Arabella is not liking our pal, the foraging, right now. He's a little too big. You two gonna get together on that? All right, so the good news is that Urabrask Forge is going to be ginormous. You'd have to, like, just kill off those tokens every turn for a couple of turns. Oh, you whiffed it twice. All right, this should win us the game right here. You gonna counterspell it? Nope. I got you down to 3. You can take down 2 of them. Chump the next. Nope, I guess you're only going to chump 1. This guy's getting through. And you win. Or you lose. As we say in the game, boom, boom goes the room. Boom, boom. All right, so here we are with Hastings. I really like that name for some stupid reason. Just because I always put hasty this, hasty that on there. It's just Hastings. It's just so concise. It's so nice. It's not really a word, but I think I've heard it before. I think it might have been somebody's, like last name or something. Johnny Hastings. Anyways, I liked it. I did like this deck quite a bit. What did I like about it? I like the fact that it had Urabrask Forge in it. Now I'm actually surprised we only had 2 Urabrask Forges in here. It felt like I was getting out fairly often and regular for only having a 50% chance of drawing it any particular turn. Yeah, it was good. So that's one thing I really liked, Urabrask Forge. I liked the fact that it was dedicated to a cause. What I didn't like about it was the fact we had almost no control. The only control we had was taking out artifacts, and that was it, right? Usually you're trying to take out your own artifacts, and sheltered by ghosts, of which there was only 2. That was it. Other than that, we were kind of just at the mercy of whatever our opponents were capable of putting out. Now, were we playing aggro? Yes. Were our aggro guys, like our low-end aggro guys, having haste? Not at all. We didn't see haste until we got up to 3 mana. Then suddenly we started seeing some hasty guys come into play. 4 mana is when things really got interesting. So for being an aggro deck, I don't really think so. This really felt more mid-rangey than anything else. The good thing is that when you got to your mid-game, you were putting dudes out like crazy. They were all hasty. They were going crazy. Warleader's call was causing them to be both strong and pumping damage out all the time. All your baby makers were just popping them out left and right. Yeah, that was tons of damage. It was really super cool that way. All right, so let's get to it then. Who was the MVP? Who's the most valuable player of this deck? It was Warleader's Call. Warleader's Call was the most important card in this just because as you put a creature into play, it dealt 1 point of damage, plus it Glorious Anthem the place up. Yeah, Warleader's Call definitely was it. It was the thing that made everything else work a lot better. I mean, Enduring Courage, I was going to say, is also incredibly good. But it was 4 mana, and, this is supposed to be more of an aggro-y kind of deck. In fact, we only had 1 Enduring Courage in here. So while it was great, there just wasn't enough of it, and it was a little bit too expensive to be guaranteed to come about. But like Enduring Courage and Urabrask Forge, fantastic. Enduring Courage and Squee, fantastic. Just everything coming out hasty and +2/+0 on their opening turn is incredibly good. Ooh, especially Enduring Courage and like Gleeful Demolition or something. You'd have hasty 3/1s attacking at that particular moment. But yeah, Warleader's Call is the thing that made the rest of this deck better. It is the bacon to the cheeseburger of this deck. So I'm going to give it to Warleader's Call. Congratulations, Warleader Call. You have excellent art and are going to go to Disneyland. Congratulations. All right, was this deck competitive? What's weird is that I ended up getting a 52% win rate with this deck in casual. Let me take a look at my ranked ratings. 67% on ranked. This thing did a lot better in ranked. I think it's because that ranked aggro works a lot better in ranked. People tend to sort of go with aggro over there. So when you're playing aggro against aggro, if you can hold things down with a little bit of control, a lot of times you can then win the game because usually it's just about who goes first. This deck had a little bit of life gain. It had the ability to pull people down for maybe a turn. So, yeah, I think this had a good chance of taking out a lot of aggro stuff. There was one card this guy hated playing against this was Black Discard. That was the freaking worst. So that's probably your biggest anti-villain there. So am I going to say this is a competitive deck? I'm going to say yes, but barely. It does better when you're playing in more competitive situations. Casually, it does not do as well. Control's probably a big problem against this deck. Probably because it just takes so long for it to come together. You definitely need to get to mid-game. I don't know why. I mean, I know why it's happening, but it feels like it really wants to be an aggro deck, yet it has such a problem at the beginning. All right, so let's see. Was this deck fun? Yes, it was fun. I mean, I seriously enjoyed decks like this. I mean, it was a little boring in that you really didn't have anything to do other than just put the cards out you had. The more cards you had, you just put the more cards out. There's very little choice to be made, and you just attack for the most part. Sometimes maybe you didn't attack because somebody had life gain and somebody with a huge butt. I don't know. But for the most part, it's just put a dude out, attack. Put a dude out, attack. That's all you're doing over and over again. Now, if you really relish watching your deck just trigger off like crazy, yeah, that is super fun. If you like getting to like turn 5 and just coming down on people like a hurricane, yeah, that is really fun. But there wasn't a lot to do with this deck. It pretty much was a simple thing to play. And if you're fairly new to Magic, this is a great deck to you. So it wasn't a Brainiac deck. It wasn't something for those people who like to play lots of weird, like the blue players out there, your Izzet players. It's not for you, baby. It's way too boring. But for a Boros deck, yeah, it was fantastic. If you're a Boros deck player, you would love this one. All right, so lastly, was this deck interesting? Yeah, I thought so. When I saw it, I was interested in seeing it, mostly because it had a bunch of stuff in it. I mean, I was familiar with all of the cards. This late in the meta, absolutely, you're going to be that familiar with it. The big one that's come out recently is this Heroic Reinforcements. I think we were playing with Boros, like soldiers or something. I don't remember what I saw. This guy's cool. This guy's really good. He's a little expensive, but 4 is not bad. I liked, because this is really the Warleader's Call kind of deck. We're putting out lots of baby makers and pumping things up. Arabella was in here. That was cool. Because, there's some life gain right there, which really, that's the life gain that really helps you right there. Problem is, Arabella is one of those cards, as soon as people see it, they kill it. It's a dual color card with a lot of text on it and the art's overdone. You know you have to kill it. You can't let that thing stay in play. So anyways, it was an interesting deck. Yeah, in comparison to today's current meta, it was an interesting deck with an interesting game to play. All right, so let's go for it. Let's mad this up. Was this deck competitive? It was more so in one format versus another. So check. Was this deck fun? Yes. At times it could be dull because there wasn't anything to do but what the deck wanted to do. And lastly, was this deck interesting in comparison to the current meta? Yes, it was an interesting deck. All right, so how are we going to add that one up? It's 2 mehs and a yeah, sorta. So I'm going to give this one I'm going to give it an A-. I'm going to give it A-, just because I would like it's an A-, whatever, man. It's a deck that should be played. It's fun, and you just got to know yourself. That's the real deal. And if this looks like the kind of deck that you would dig, then you are going to dig this deck. If it looks like the kind of deck that you don't like, then don't bother. You know yourself. This is the deck that may not be for you. All right, so there you go. A- deck. If you decide to play with this deck, I hope you have as much fun with it as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.